Here is my Lasko 3720 Weather Shield box fan. Unfortunately, this fan has since been discontinued by Lasko and it is no longer being made. But interestingly enough, you can still find dozens of these on Amazon brand new from sellers that have stacked up on them, and they still sell these. They have a lot of them. You can still buy them from a lot of third-party sellers on Amazon. You can still find these on eBay brand new, you know, and you might even come across one of the vintage ones. These fans are very common. Pretty much see them all over the place. This model has been around for a long time, since the 90s, when they had the full-size Marco motors. Then around 2001, unfortunately, Marco went out of business in late 2000, around 2001. That's when NASCAR started using the tuna can motors. The earlier tuna can motors had the same kind of power that the Marco motors had until somewhere in the mid 2010s they started cheapening up even more on that. And that was the motors that had the problem with the cord where they had to start using stinking fuse plugs. And then around somewhere in the mid 2010s, they started cheapening up even more on those tuna can motors until like what they are right now today. Well, this fan is still good. Jordan has one too. In fact, he recently did a video on it, and his was really, really, really dirty. Says he runs that sucker all the time, 24/7. Just let it run, 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 run. But the only thing he does is just blow out the motor, and that's the reason why it's lasted so long. Plus, it does have that cooling hole in the front to provide some type of cooling for the motor in the front, along with giving it oil every 3 to 6 months. This fan should last for years to come. All right, let's go ahead and run it. I do have the feet on it because without the feet it would have fell over. It's unfortunate given that the blades on these are out of balance. Enjoy the video. I just ran it at high speed for the sake of the video. I also have another one like this. It's a Pro Power, and the one prior to that was the Power Plus. The Pro Power you can't find anymore. I think eBay still has it new, but Lasko unfortunately don't like this one. They have also discontinued that one, which is the red and gray one. And then they've also discontinued the Power Plus. I don't know what Lasko's problem is and why they're continually discontinuing fans, especially the real good ones. My guess is that they're doing that so they can sell the cheaper 3733. And more people can buy those rather than buy the more good ones. So I guess they figure if they stop production of all the good stuff, then people will have no choice but to buy the garbage 3733s and all of their quote unquote cheaper garbage fans that don't last long. And these were some of the better ones. Interestingly enough, they still make the Lasko Cool colors for the most part. Some of them has been discontinued, but for the most part, they do at least make, I believe it's the B2308. And they have some of the other colors still, like the purple one. I don't think they make those anymore, but I think Lasko still sells that one. And that's the only other color I saw besides the blue one and the black one. But those are pretty decent fans too. And then Lasko has that so-called American USA fan, the red, the blue, the white. That's only a limited edition fan. I don't even think that's being produced anymore, but it seems a lot of people are still buying those because a lot of the sellers still have it. So I think that fan was only made for a limited time with the navy blue blade. I wanted to get one of those, but by the time I got ready to buy it, unfortunately Amazon didn't have no more. I can always go to eBay and get it, but the problem with me is my studio's filled. I'll be honest. I just ain't got room for it. So that's why I don't care to get it. But I do have the B2548, which is the red and the gray one, which in most cases, besides the B2540, which is the Power Plus, and then of course the B2548 is the Pro Power, just a slight change in the name and the color variant. It's really unfortunate, along with this one, and even the premium, when they had the premium, all of those fans have been discontinued because nobody won't really buy the 3733 and our cheaper fans. So maybe if we discontinue all the good ones, we'll get everybody to buy the cheaper ones. They will have no choice but to buy the cheaper garbage ones that'll die on them within 5 to 6 months of heavy use. And that's right. That's probably why they did it. So now nobody have no choice but to buy the garbage ones that they have, that they're still being produced today because, well, it's cheaper out of our pocket. And it costs way more to make the more expensive ones, which is one of the reasons why they discontinued the B2725, which is their attempt to keep the somewhat Lasko P25 going. And that was also their attempt to try to bring back the metal bladed box fan. But that didn't go well for several reasons. First of all, the fan was way too loud. I like loud fans, but when it's obnoxiously loud, yeah, that's a bit much for me too. And then it cost way too much, more than anybody would ever pay for it. And the simple fact is that the motor itself was made in garbage China. So that made it even worse. So that fan was only made for a small amount of time because Lasko was losing out on money because they got all, big headed on everybody. They got all money greedy and started charging outrageous prices. As Jordan would say, abysmal or baffling prices to get the fan in the first place. That's why I never got one, because it cost too stinking much. And then by the time I got ready to get one, unfortunately, it was gone. So I tried to make my own attempt. I tried to make my own version of it, which I have one of them over there out of the Air King 9723. And I bought basically the high velocity blade they use out of their high velocity fans. And you know the story. I put the knob on there. That's all they had. Yep, there's my version of it. But yeah, that's about it. Anyways, I'm bored y'all too long with this video and rambled on long enough. Thanks for watching. The Month Fan Man. God bless you and gone and out. Comment box is freely open to everyone. God bless you and gone.